Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Daily English. I'm Emily, your English friend and teacher for today.
And I'm Jack. Hi, everyone. Whether you're walking, cooking, or just relaxing at home, we're so happy you're here with us today.
Today's episode is going to be so much fun. We'll talk about American and British English, the same language, but with fun differences.
Yes, we'll look at how people in the US and the UK say the same thing in different ways. For example, do you say apartment or flat or elevator or lift?
Exactly. You'll learn vocabulary, pronunciation, and everyday phrases from both sides.
So, if you love learning real, natural English, this episode is perfect for you.
Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fluent Daily English so you don't miss our new lessons every week.
All right, let's jump in and have some fun.
Let's start with some simple words, everyday things you use or see all the time.
Yes, these are the words that Americans and British people use differently, but they mean the same thing.
For example, in American English, we say apartment, but in British English, they say flat.
Right! So if I say, I live in an apartment, a British person would say, I live in a flat.
Here's another one in America. People say elevator, but in the UK, it's lift.
Exactly! So if you're in London and someone says, take the lift to the third floor, they mean, take the elevator.
Good! Let's do a quick practice repeat after us, everyone. Apartment. Flat.
Elevator. Lift.
Great job!
Here's another one in the US. People say trash can or garbage, but in the UK, they say bin.
Yes. So, please take out the trash in American English becomes please take out the rubbish in British English.
That's right. Rubbish means trash. So next time you watch a British TV show and hear, that's rubbish, it can mean, that's nonsense, or literally, that's garbage.
Fun, right? Let's do a few more examples. Let's look at some differences between American and British English. In American English, people say truck, but in British English, they say lorry. Americans say cookie, while the British say biscuit. They say fries in the US, but chips in the UK. What Americans call chips, the British call crisps. A sweater in American English is a jumper in British English. Americans use a flashlight, but the British use a torch. And finally, vacation in American English is holiday in British English.
Wow, so many.
Yes, and they're all real and used every day. So if you travel to the US, ask for fries. But if you're in the UK, ask for chips.
And don't mix them up, or you might get something different to eat.
Exactly.
Now let's move on to phrases, things people say in conversation.
Good idea. For example, in American English, people often say, "How are you?" and reply, "I'm good."
In British English, people might say, you all right? Or you okay? It's the same as how are you?
Yes, and it's very common. But be careful when a British person says, "You all right?" They're not asking if something is wrong. It's just a friendly hello.
Exactly! You can just answer, yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
Here's another one. In America, people often say, "Can I get a coffee?"
But in the UK, people say, can I have a coffee?
Right, same meaning, just a small difference in the verb.
Let's try another one. In the US, people say, I'm going to the movies.
And in the UK, they say, "I'm going to the cinema."
Both mean the same, they're going to watch a film.
Speaking of that, Americans say movie, and British people say film.
Exactly! Movie and film, same idea, different word.
Let's practice. Repeat after us. Movie. Film.
Vacation. Holiday.
Cookie. Biscuit.
Elevator. Lift.
Great job, everyone.
Now, let's talk about pronunciation.
Ooh, yes. This is one of my favorite parts. Americans and British people often pronounce the same word differently.
For example, the word schedule. Americans say sched-jule, while British people say shed-jule.
Yes, so you might hear what's your schedule in America and what's your schedule in Britain.
Another example, the word tomato. Americans say to and British people say to.
And what about advertisement? Americans often say advertisement, while British people say advertisement.
Right. And here's one that always makes people smile. Water.
Yes, Americans usually say water, and British people say water.
Both are correct, just different accents.
Exactly. So when you listen to native speakers, don't worry if the sounds are different. You'll get used to both.
Here's another fun different spelling.
Yes, some words look different in writing, but they mean the same.
For example, here are some spelling differences between American and British English. For example, in American English, people write color without a U, but in British English, it's color with a U. Americans write favorite, while the British write favorite. In the US, it's center, but in the UK, it's center. Americans use organize with a Z, and the British use organize with an N's. In American English, traveling has one L, while in British English, traveling has two. Finally, Americans spell theater, and the British spell theater.
Good examples. You can see that British English often adds U in words like color and favorite.
And they sometimes switch to re, like center and center.
Exactly. So if you're writing for an American audience, use American spelling. If you're writing for a British audience, use British spelling.
Both are correct. Just choose one style and be consistent.
That's right. Consistency helps your writing look professional.
Let's move on to some expressions that are very different.
Oh, yes. This part is always funny.
In America, people might say, "That's awesome," or "That's cool."
But in the UK, people might say, "That's brilliant," or "That's lovely."
Exactly. So, awesome, cool, brilliant, and lovely all mean something positive.
Here's another one. If someone in the UK says, "I'm knackered," it means I'm very tired.
Yes, Americans would say, "I'm exhausted," or "I'm so tired."
Another one in British English, people say, "I'm going to the loo."
And in American English, we say, "I'm going to the bathroom."
Right. Loo is just another word for toilet or bathroom.
And when you're hungry in the US, people might say, "I'm going to grab some takeout."
In the UK, they'd say, "I'm getting a takeaway."
Takeout or takeaway, same thing.
Exactly. Isn't English fun?
It really is.
Okay, let's do a quick listening practice.
We'll read a short dialogue twice, once in American English, then in British English.
Listen carefully and notice the differences.
American English dialogue. "Hey, Emily, do you want to get some fries and a cookie after the movie?"
Sure, but I have to take the elevator down first. I left my cell phone in the trash can by the apartment door.
No problem. I'll wait by the parking lot. British English dialogue. "Hey, Emily, fancy some chips and a biscuit after the film?"
Sure, but I have to take the lift down first. I left my mobile in the bin by the flat door.
No problem. I'll wait by the car park.
See the differences?
Yes, same meaning, but different words.
Let's repeat a few pairs together. Fries, chips,
Cookie, biscuit,
elevator, lift,
cell phone, mobile.
parking lot, car park.
Great job, everyone.
Let's talk a little about culture, too.
Good idea, because language always connects to culture.
In the US, people often speak in a more direct and casual way. They say things like, "Hi," or "Hey," even to strangers.
Yes, and they often smile or start small talk easily like, "How's your day?" or Nice weather today.
In the UK, people can sound a bit more polite or reserved. They might say, good morning, or excuse me more often.
Right. And sometimes they use more indirect language. For example, instead of saying, I don't like it, they might say, it's not really my cup of tea.
Ah, yes, not my cup of tea means I don't really like it.
Exactly. It's a polite way to say no.
So when you talk with English speakers from different countries, listen carefully. The tone and style can change, but the meaning is usually friendly.
That's the beauty of English. It's one language, but many cultures.
Wow, that was fun. We learned so many cool things today.
Yes. Let's quickly review what we learned.
We talked about vocabulary differences like apartment and flat, fries and chips, cookie and biscuit.
We also learned pronunciation changes like schedule, tomato, and water.
Right. And we looked at spelling color and color, center and center.
And we practiced listening with real examples of American and British English.
Great job, everyone. You're doing amazing. Remember, there's no better or right version of English. Both American and British English are correct.
Yes, the most important thing is communication, understanding, and being understood.
Exactly. So don't worry if your English sounds more American or more British. What matters is that you're learning, improving, and speaking with confidence.
Before we go, here's your community question for today. Which English do you prefer, American or British, and why?
Tell us in the comments or practice by saying, I like British English because it sounds polite, or I like American English because it's easier to understand.
And remember, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to Fluent Daily English for more fun lessons every week.
Thank you for listening, everyone. You're doing great. Keep practicing and stay confident.
See you next time.